Hey, what's going on guys? It's Richie back with another Sock Complete review. And in today's review, we're going over the NJR Jr. Vapor 13s. Unlike the Mercurials, which are made of leather, these shoes are made out of T-Gin, which is a light, barefoot feeling material so that you won't even feel the cleat in your feet when you're kicking the ball. This is intentional by design because strikers need to use these cleats, and the more barefoot you could feel, the more accurate your shot could be. This is proven because one of the best players in the world, and the person these cleats are branded around, NJR Jr., wears them to all of his games, proving that these cleats are the real deal. Now in this review, we're going to be going over two main categories, shooting and control. But we're going to be breaking down these categories even more. We're going to be looking at penalties, free kicks, and moving shots for shooting, and first touch and dribbling for control. Now, back into the ratings, we're going to start off with shooting. So, it's a better way to start off in the shooting category than with penalties. So we're going to take a few penalties and see how well that goes and how well the cleats perform. Now these penalties are one of a kind. They're some of the easiest penalties I've seen someone score, and of course it's not in the pressure of a game, but just the way he struck the ball and how easy and effortless it was made it very, very clear what this rating for penalties should be. I'm sure you guys could have guessed, but we decided to go with 10 out of 10 on penalties, and there's no other way we could have gone on this. Every time we took a penalty, it just felt so nice, easy to place, and it felt wonderful. So an easy 10 out of 10 for that. So next up is free kicks, and I should say this is the lowest rated out of all of the ratings in the review. Mainly because it was kind of hard to get the ball exactly where we wanted to go from a little bit more distance. And just for that, we're going to have to give free kicks an 8 out of 10. I wish it could have been a little bit better, but it wasn't bad. It would be chalked it up mostly to human error. But for the most part, it kind of felt weird trying to score a free kick with these. But solid 8 out of 10, because it still didn't feel too bad. Last up on our list for shooting is moving shots. And this is probably the most common shot you're going to be taking in game. So that's why we decided to take the most attempts out of all of the shooting attempts, just because of how common these type of shots are going to be. As you can see with most of these shots, they're pretty much either just where you want them to be, slotted in a corner somewhere, just barely missing out in the net, going just wide, just high, just barely missing out, or it's just a complete flop. And for the most part, that could just be the human error aspect of this. But in general, I think it's safe to say that these cleats are not perfect when it comes to shooting. They're very good, and they're very nice to shoot with. But there's no way that we can go with just giving it a perfect score, just because of this little error. So, therefore, we're going to have to give it a 9 out of 10. Now, that doesn't mean that these cleats aren't good for shooting, because, well, they're amazing for shooting. Highly recommend them if you're going to be a striker or a winger. You want to get some good shots in. I highly recommend these cleats. However, they aren't perfect. So it kind of just all comes down to the dribbling aspect of it. And dribbling feels a little clunky. It feels a little bit like it doesn't work as well as you want it to. When you're trying to dribble, the ball goes left and right a little too much. It feels a little bit harder to control. And overall, we'd rather it just be a little bit better. And that definitely affected the rating. And the rating, I will say, is an 8.5 out of 10, which is the second lowest on this list. But on the other hand, we have the second part of control, which is first touch. And let me just say, this first touch was something to look at. Never once were we saying, oh man, the ball went flying, or oh man, we didn't have a successful first touch. It was overall a very good experience with first touch. It wasn't perfect. Sometimes when we went to touch, the ball went left, the ball went right. It didn't really control exactly right in front of us, but overall the ball stayed in our general vicinity, and we didn't have much to complain about. So because of that, our rating was pretty high, and that rating would have to be a 9 out of 10. Although that wasn't a 10 out of 10. Something that was a 10 out of 10 was definitely the comfort. These things are some of the most comfortable cleats we've ever worn. They fit on so nice, and they just feel like a nice pair of shoes on you instead of a nice pair of cleats. Nothing goes wrong with the comfort. That gets a solid 10 out of 10 from us. So these get a 9.5 out of 10 for us. We can't give them a perfect score just because of the dribbling and the control. We're a little low, but other than that, these cleats are perfect. If you're looking just to play, and you're looking to play at a decent level, these cleats are absolutely perfect. Thank you guys so much for watching this review of the NJR Junior Vapors. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn the notification bell if you don't want to miss another video. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you.